Hi everybody, my name is Caden.
I'm Jaden.
I'm Nicole.
I'm Eli.
And I'm Jason.
And we are the Yahushua for our YouTube channel, and we are going over the commands of Messiah Yahushua.
And we are reading in Luke, and we thank you guys very, very much. And yesterday I re-listened to this gentleman, and I had to turn me down, and I had to turn you guys up. It sounded like you guys were like far, far away. So I will decrease, and you guys must increase. I don't know if we've heard this before, but this is what we need to do right here. So if everybody goes into this, make sure you guys are talking into that little tiny hole that we can't see right there at the mic, and that we are enunciating to our dear family and friends that are out there. And we thank you guys very, very much, all of our family and friends. We love you guys very, very, very much, and we appreciate the support and love that you guys have, and we hope you guys are having a wonderful week. And that is where we go into this, our little handy dandy calendar. And it is month 8 on our Creator's calendar. It is a Wednesday on the Babylonian one. It is the 28th day on the Creator's calendar. It is the 23rd on the Satanic Babylonian calendar. And I guess tomorrow is the feast of a worldly feast that everyone's having. And Nicole keeps asking me, why do I keep reminding everybody that it is a satanic feast and they should not be participating in this? Well, it is because we are so far long gone out of those kind of feasts and things that it is kind of an odd thing to us, and we used to celebrate these to the best of our abilities. And I used to stuff so much food in my face that I would be passed out cold, and so that's the name of the game of this feast. It's like stuff yourself till you pass out cold, and you eat, and then you thank our Creator for things that He did not have any hand in the North Americans killing off all the Indians and all of this kind of stuff, and the way they violently did it. We can be thankful, but we need to be thankful to our Creator every single day. We need to be thanking Him every single day. Every day is a Thanksgiving. It is not a single day that you are nice. You pretend to be nice to people, or you pretend to do this. It's all a fake facade, and it is not of our Creator. So we should not be participating in that stuff at all. Gentlemen, how are you guys doing?
Good.
Guys, can you guys remember the last Thanksgiving you guys ever participated in? What was your last Thanksgiving? What year was that?
In the States, I think.
Yeah, it was obviously in the States. But where do we have it? We had family over, I think, at one point.
Like 20.
I feel like there was like something where like we were getting into Torah, and I feel like there was like a disruption. I don't think any family came over at that last one. I just feel like it was like a very empty
we had
thing.
we had 2014.
2014 was the last one we had. That was with family. When was that? Here?
No,
we was in the
States.
States.
We were in Oregon.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so we're in Oregon. Yeah, so I guess it's been 2014. It doesn't seem like it's very long, but I guess it's been
8 years.
8 years ago. Why do we celebrate Thanksgiving? Because we were kind of in Torah then, weren't we, or no?
We started following Shabbat. We started figuring out Shabbat wasn't on the first day. It was
In
7th.
2013, we figured out that we were doing Shabbats wrong,
Right.
and that's when we got woken up.
Right. Okay. All right. So that's that. And then the little history of Boss Clan there. And again, thank you guys very, very much. We are on Lucas 4 today, and this is what it says.
Have you already done the handy dandy split screen?
I've already did a handy dandy split screen as I sit there yakking away here. So, and so I'm not sure who that was in the Telegram group. It's a good time, I guess, to pump the Telegram group. For those who have not seen the Telegram group, the messages came across the top. That is our Telegram group, and it is a small little ecclesia, and it is a spunky little ecclesia. If you guys have not, if you guys are looking for some believers and it's a mix and mash of all different ages and groups of people all over the place. And so we always have the description Telegram in there. People would love to see you. Jade, you all right?
I'm good.
If you guys didn't hear that, it's Jade trying to yawn over there. He sounds like
Right,
over across the tail. You sure you're all right?
I'm good.
We got to cut your hair. We need to do those yawns, and you look really crazy with this. All right, here we go. Lucas 4. And Yahushua, being filled with the Ruach HaKodesh, returned from Yarden, and was led by the Ruach into the wilderness, being tried for 40 days by the devil. And in those days he did not eat at all. And afterward, when they had ended, he was hungry. You think he was hungry before that, or you think it was just when he ended?
Probably before that.
He was probably all right. I mean, before like he started his fast, but I mean, I'm sure you're hungry for 40 days straight. You're not eating. You're going to be hungry.
How many days before you're real hungry when you're fasting?
One.
half
Two.
a day.
Half a day. Can't make it till noon. Yeah, it's the first day is always usually the worst. I usually have problems on the first day and the third day. If I can get past the first day, I'm usually all right. Third day, though, it gets really hard. So here we go. And the devil said to him, if you are the bin of Yahuwah, command the stone to become bread. Okay, what is the bin of Yahuwah, folks?
The son of Yahuwah.
Son of Yahuwah. So
Satan knows more than...
Satan knows more than the Christians, because the Christians believe that Yahuwah and Yahushua, and for those who have never ever heard this before, Yahuwah is what everyone calls God. God is a pagan name. We know of him as Yahuwah, Yahweh, something of that sort. We know it begins with Yah for sure, and how you want to end the rest of it is kind of up for debate. But they also say Yahushua is Yah, and Yahushua is Jesus the Christ, as you guys have come to know, but there's no J's in Hebrew, and so a Hebrew man's name would have never ever been called Jesus. And so the people in the world are completely confused, and they think that the Father and the Son are the same people, and that it came from the Creed of Nicaea in 325 AD. The Catholics came up and they decided to, in a mass they had, of course, mass, they went and they told everybody who the deity was, and it was the Father, it is the Son, and the Son is the Father, and together it's the dynamic singo. It's not a dynamic duo. It's a dynamic singo, because there's only one, is what they say, but there is not one. And right here, the devil knows, and he says, "If you are the Son of Yahuwah, command the stone to become bread." And if Messiah Yahushua right here, if he responds, and he would say, if he would be a liar if he didn't say right here, "I am Yahuwah. I am not the son of Yahuwah," right? So we have to look for honesty here. But Yahushua answered him, saying, "It has been written, man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word of Yahuwah." Where's the footnote on that, Eli?
Should be Deuteronomy.
Deuteronomy 8:3. "And the devil, taking him up on a high mountain, showed him all the reigns of the world in a moment of time." Okay, and again, a lot of people think this is a metaphor, or think that the devil is showing a vision to Messiah Yahushua. I will take it with what it says, and it says it took him up on a high mountain and showed him all the reigns of the world. Now, if we are on a ball earth, that doesn't happen. You would only be able to see maybe possibly 1/32 of the entire earth if you go up as high as you can, because supposedly it's 8 inches per mile squared is what the curve is. And if you look at the curve, you should be able to see curve inside of 5 miles with the current supposed ball earth calculator. But there is no curve. I will tell you, as a RF engineer living my life in the wireless world, there's no time that I ever went out to do an install at somebody's house and had to go look to see if the curve was going to be blocking my shot. It doesn't happen. Nothing works like that. So you've been deceived if you think you're still on if you still think that you're a monkey on a spinning water ball hurtling through space, you've been deceived. Okay. 6. "And the devil said to him, All this authority I shall give you, and their esteem, for it has been delivered to me, and I give it to whomever I want." Okay, that is a very scary statement, everyone. I think we should all take a quick note at this, that the devil says he was going to give Messiah Yahushua esteem, and he says it has been delivered to him, to whoever he wants. So when we have hundreds, if not thousands, of movie stars, actresses, musicians, and all these people that have gotten on their knees and said, "I sold my soul to Satan, I made a blood pact with Satan," I believe it. That's what he just said. Anybody who wants to lift up on this world stage, they will be lifted up. If you want to be an Eminem and a satanic rapper, then all you have to do, and he literally said in a interview he did, that before he ever got a music contract, he got on his knees, prayed and prayed and prayed that he would have a record contract, and all of a sudden he got the knock on the door, the ring on the phone, and there he was. And once you sell your soul, it's over. So just so you guys know that the world, the politicians, the people on power, all of the stuff, the evil people of the world have been given the power that they are doing to orchestrate the events that they are orchestrating across all of us, right? It's by the devil's hand. 7, "If then you worship before me, all shall be yours." And Yahushua answering him said, "Get behind me, Satan, for it has been written, you shall worship Yahuwah your Elohim, and him only you shall serve." Now this is really weird if this is Yahuwah. If Yahushua, if Jesus the Christ is God, it would be very weird that he denied that he is the Elohim Most High, and he says, "Get behind me, for it has been written, you shall worship Yahuwah." He was right there, right? He was right there. If it was our Creator, this whole situation would have gone down differently. 9, "And he brought him to Jerusalem, put him on the edge of the Mikdash, and said to him, If you are the bin of Yahuwah, Throw yourself down from here. For it has been written, he shall command his messengers concerning you to guard over you. And in their hands they shall bear you up, lest you dash your foot against a stone. Again, this is something I think we should discuss. The devil was able to take Messiah Yahushua up to the top of a temple top. And a lot of people, well, again, it's just a vision. And maybe Messiah Yahushua fell into a trance and the devil was able to do it. Or maybe the devil has this kind of power that he's able to move to and fro. If you think the devil has to get on his feet and walk from one end of the plane to the other, that's insane.
Evil would be much less.
Yeah, evil would be much less if this guy was using the Foot Leather Express versus however he gets from one area to the other.
Bust everywhere.
Yeah, he'd be taking the bus, right? And we'd see all these fallen angel buses, right? The fallen would be, you'd be looking at the bus and they'd be all black with lightning all over the side of it and with 322 on the side of it. And they'd all be cheering up with their drunken fest inside the bus. That would be the devil's bus for sure. Okay, here we go. And Yahushua answering said to him, it has been said, you shall not try Yahuwah, your Elohim. And when the devil had ended every trial, he went away from him till another time. And Yahushua returned in the power of the Ruach to Galilee, and news of him went through all the surrounding country. And he was teaching in their congregations, being praised by all. And he came to Nazareth, where he had been brought up, and according to his practice, he went into the congregation on the Shabbat day and stood up to read. Okay, so he just made it back to his hometown. He's in his hometown, right? And on the Shabbat, of all things, because we know the Christians say that there is no more Torah. The Torah doesn't exist anymore because Jesus the Christ came and got rid of the Torah for us. Right, Jade?
Nope.
No? Why not?
Because it's not biblical. I mean, there's not one spot where it says the law has been abolished. The law is gone. We don't need to follow the law. Jesus died so we could be free. It never says that.
Yeah, and if he's in there teaching on a Shabbat day, and people are like, well, Jesus is my Shabbat. He's the Lord of the Shabbat.
The Christians say we need to be like our Messiah, but our Messiah followed the Torah. So if we don't follow the Torah like our Messiah, then we're not being like our Messiah.
Yeah, and if you want to be a follower, if you want to be a real Christian, which means a follower of Christ, then you need to start reading your Bible on a Shabbat and do what he did, right? He just said he stood up to read the Shabbat. Can you imagine this? This is so crazy. 17. And the scroll of the Nabi, Yeshayahu, was handed to him. And having unrolled the scroll, he found the place where it was written. Now, who's Yeshayahu?
Isaiah.
Okay, and this is what it said. The Ruach Yahuwah is upon me, because he has anointed me to bring the good news to the poor. He has sent me to heal the brokenhearted, to proclaim release to the captives and recovery of sight to the blind, to send away crushed ones with a release, to proclaim the acceptable year of Yahuwah. And having rolled up the scroll, he gave it back to the attendant and sat down. And the eyes of all in the congregation were fixed upon him. Okay, you guys ready for this? Mm-hmm. Okay, and he began to say to them, today, this scripture has been fulfilled in your hearing. Whoa. Okay, what did he just say?
The scripture was done away with.
Nope.
There's no more Shabbat.
That's it.
That's not. Is that where we come to a conclusion after reading this?
No.
Okay, good.
Basically saying a prophecy had been fulfilled.
Yeah, the prophecy has fulfilled. Can you imagine that? Isaiah, he grabbed a scroll by Isaiah and picked this sucker up and read this thing in the Shabbat in front of everybody, right? And it was all about him. This was a prophecy about him that he came and he read years and years and years and years later. Can you imagine that? Okay, 22. And all were bearing witness to him and marveled at the pleasant words that came out of his mouth. And they said, is this not the son of Joseph? So why are they saying this? So he's back to his hometown. He's in the synagogue. Stop popping whenever you're popping. What is that? Jaw? Yeah. Oh, you shouldn't pop your jaw like that. That's not really loud, bro. Sorry, guys. Trying to keep my kids from breaking their jaws or something. Why is this? First of all, it was pleasant words, right? These people knew him, right?
I mean, he grew up in this area. These are all his people.
Yeah, this is all his people. If there were people that would know him, this would be them. And they said, is this not the son of Joseph? So this guy who grew up in this town came and read the scroll at Shabbat that was about him. And these people are marveling. He couldn't figure it out. So it goes from good to probably bad. So here it goes. And he said to them, no doubt you shall say this proverb to me, physician, heal yourself. Whatever we have heard being done in Capharnaum, do also here in your country. And he said, truly, I say to you, no Nabai is accepted in his own country. Why is no Nabai accepted in his own country?
Probably because they know him and they don't want to be like, hey, this dude is, you're not as special as him as us. But if you go and say something to other people that don't know you, they might listen to you.
Yeah, he grew up amongst all these people. So he grew up as a child from around them. They knew who he was. And then he came up and grew and started speaking truths that they could not understand. And so if you know somebody and you don't know, if you knew them as a child, then you would go, wow, this guy can't be a Nabai. We saw him as a child. But this is very important. He says, truly I say to you, no Nabai is accepted in his own country. It means all your people will reject you because they know you, even though the spirit of Yah is within you. Okay, 25. But truly I say to you, many widows were in Yisrael in the days of Eliyahu, when the Shemaim was shut up for 3 years and 6 months. And there was a great scarcity of food in all the land. And Eliyahu was sent to none of them, but to Zarephath of Zidon, to a woman, a widow. What did you guys say for Zarephath?
Mine says Zareph.
Zarephath.
Well, I actually got the Z sound on this.
Zareph.
Zarephath. I actually got it. I almost got it.
Mine says Zara Festival.
Zarephath with a Z? Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is a T. T-S-A-R. Zarephath. Okay, so this is very interesting. Messiah Yahushua just says that there's something very interesting, that there were many widows in Yisrael in the days of Eliyahu, and he was only sent to one of them. Okay, and it was just to a single widow. And he goes on again. And many lepers were in Yisrael in the time of Elisha, the Nabai, and none of them was cleansed except Naaman the Aramean. Okay, now who is Elisha?
Elisha.
Right. And so he is the what?
He was
the student of Elijah. And so those two hang out together. Okay, 28. And all those in the congregation, when they heard this, were filled with wrath. And rising up, they drove him out of the city and brought him to the brow of the hill on which their city was built in order to throw him down. But he, passing through the midst of them, went away. And he came down to Capernaum, a city of Galilee, and was teaching them on the Shabbat. Okay?
Same day he just went and found other people to teach.
Yeah, and so he, this is very interesting. These people wanted to lay hands on him, right? Do you think he had human fears of this, or did he know that he was protected?
I think he was good because he hadn't done his job yet, so he knew that he wasn't.
His time wasn't ready
Well,
yet. So.
let's talk about this, right? If you guys are in a house with me, right? All three of you guys, right? Mm-hmm. And I decide to go toss you off a hill, what does that make me have to do to you?
Kill?
No, it makes me have to grab you and forcibly move you to the top of a hill. Right there, if they're on top of a hill, usually that's a distance of a walk, right? So he was forcibly taken from this, right? So they put hands on Messiah Yahushua. I mean, they couldn't move a man without putting hands on them to begin with.
How did he get away from them?
Well, that's the power right here.
And he says he just watched the midst of the crowd.
I bet he did.
They were all looking for me. They were so confused. He just walked past.
We're a bunch of humans, right? It is easy to confuse us. We know from, I guess, what they call so-called science. I don't believe it, but we know that the frequency of the brain works at 8 hertz. And we know that you can disrupt that thinking very easily. It doesn't take very much. There's sonic kind of RF waves that they can load up, and they can completely hurt people these days. And a lot of people are getting really, really hurt by the sounds that they're hearing here. So it wouldn't be too much for our Creator and His Son to completely confuse these people to where they're just bumbling idiots. And but the point that I would like to make is that before he was able to walk through them, I don't think that they would have grabbed him by the arm and grabbed him and forcibly taken him top of the hill. You're not going to walk probably calmly to the top of a hill when these people are ticked off at you because you just insulted them. They had no idea why they're insulted, but they totally got insulted. Okay, that didn't stop this man. This did not stop Yahushua because he came down from Capernaum, a city of Galilee, and was teaching them on the Shabbat, same day. Right, Jade?
Right. I mean, I think so.
I think it's the same day. It's the same Shabbat. If not, it's a
I'm going
week
to find
later.
a new group of people.
Yeah, let's find somebody else who's not going to toss me off a cliff. Okay? And in the congregation was a man having a spirit of an unclean demon, and he cried out with a loud voice, saying, "Ha! What have we to do with you, Yahushua of Nazareth? Did you come to destroy us? I know you, who you are, the Kadesh one of Elohim." And again, Satan seems to have this better and figured out more than the Christians. The demons seem to have this figured out more than the Christians, that Messiah Yahushua is the Son, and he is the Holy One of Elohim. He is not the Holy One Elohim Most High, right? He is Elohim he's not the Elohim Most High. 35. And Yahushua rebuked him, saying, "Be silenced, and come out of him." And when the demon had thrown him in the midst, it came out of him without hurting him. And astonishment came on all, and they spoke to each other, saying, "What is this word, that with authority and power he commands the unclean spirits, and they come out?" And the report about him went out into every place of the neighborhood. And rising up from the congregation, he went into the house of Shimon. But the mother-in-law of Shimon was sick with a severe inflammation.
So this is Peter's mom.
Yep, and they asked him concerning her. Yeah, so this is Kepha's mother-in-law. So this is Kepha's wife's mother, which is interesting because
we know he's married.
We know he's married. We also know that they're probably in the same house. Like people in North America, and I don't know if it's everywhere in the world. I would suppose all I have experience from is North America. Is when people get old, they don't want to take care of you, and so they will stick you in an old folks home, and they say that's the best care you get, and blah blah blah. And I've had many family members that have ended up in nursing homes. My grandpa died in a nursing home. My aunt died in a nursing home. They dropped her, and so if you're looking at how the family should be, it literally is unbiblical to send your kids to school and send your family to a nursing home. Right? You're sending them to a government institution at the end of the day. It is unbiblical. Yes, you might have to clean up a little poo and a little bit of pee, but you know what? These people did that for you when you guys were little bitty babies, and they probably didn't complain a bit. And so there's nothing wrong with taking care of our old folks and walking them out of this life in dignity, the best dignity they have, without it's too much work. It is a lot of work. But you know what? That's what life is all about. So anyway, I'm off my soapbox. 39. And standing over her, the mother-in-law of Kepha, over her, he rebuked the inflammation, and it left her. And instantly rising up, she served them. Okay, this is yet another thing we need to discuss. He rebuked the inflammation. Wow. Okay. Are we saying that every sickness that we have is some sort of evil entity, or that we are how is it possible that Messiah Yahushua rebukes inflammation? We could have all sorts of inflammation. You got nowadays, after 2019, the world seems to be inflamed. Like their hearts are exploding, their heads are exploding, their livers are exploding. I mean, they literally explode from the inside out. But there's a lot of inflammation. How is it possible that Messiah Yahushua rebukes something that we would think of as a common sickness or something that's wrong? Anyone?
Maybe it's demons can hurt us physically. So,
does this mean that when we get sick, we need to pray?
We should.
We should. I mean, is sickness part of this?
I mean, it may not always be demons, but it could be demons.
It could, yeah, it could definitely be demons. But it's very interesting. He rebuked the inflammation. What is the inflammation? We know of inflammation as the rising of the skin. It's where your body has too many toxins and they swell up. And so if Messiah Yahushua is able to rebuke the inflammation, this is something we absolutely need to know, that we can possibly pray out sickness. And I'm not, we know that not possibly, but we know that we've been told we can heal the sick and do different things of this nature. So this is yet another example of our Messiah where he rebukes something that I don't know if all of us understand this. I mean, inflammation, that's a huge thing. Fever. Inflammation, yeah. Fever would be an inflammation as well. Absolutely. Yeah, anything that we're sick. So, thank you, Nicole. Okay, 40. And when the sun was going down, all who had any who were sick with various diseases brought them to him, and he laid his hands on each of them and healed them. And also demons were coming out of many, crying out and saying, "You are Hamashiach, the Ben of Elohim." And rebuking them, he did not allow them to speak, for they knew that he was Hamashiach. So the demons were able to figure this out. Again, it says, "You are Hamashiach, the Ben of Elohim, the Son of Elohim." We have such a problem in the religions of the world today. The Catholics have really done a job on everybody, that people think Messiah, Yahushua, and Yahuwah are the exact same people. Somebody's either a liar. Either our Messiah's a liar, our Creator's a liar, or the Word's a liar, or the Catholic Church is a liar. I'm going to put that on the Catholic Church
because say man then.
Yeah, man. It's man. Yeah, the Catholic Church, man. Yeah. Because it's if he was the Son and wasn't the Son, if he was the Father and wasn't the Father, but they were all in one, then they're lying to us and deceiving to us, and we're not supposed to do that. We're not supposed to lie.
I don't think it'd be that complicated. He's the Father, but he's not the Father.
How is this so hard? We know fathers and sons and things of the Spirit, nature. How is this so hard to figure out? 42. And when day came, he went out and proceeded to a lonely place. But the crowds were seeking him and came to him and tried to keep him from leaving them. And he said to them, to the other cities I also have to bring the good news, the reign of Elohim, because for this I have been sent. And he was proclaiming in the congregations of Galilee.
So he left his hometown, went to Galilee.
Yeah, he went out.
Nazareth is a wild place.
Yeah, Nazareth was, they hated their own people. They tried to kill him in his own town. So
Just were saying like stuff about Eliyahu and stuff. That's crazy.
yeah. All right. Anything else, gentlemen?
No, I don't think so. I think that's everything for the day.
Okay. Thank you guys very, very much. Our little digital family out there. We appreciate you guys. I hope you guys are good. May Yahuwah bless you guys. May he keep you. May his light forever shine upon you. May you be forever in his Torah. May the faith of Yahushua never, ever fade from your bodies, your minds, and your souls. May we see you guys again in the kingdom to come. We love y'all.
All right. Shalom.